Hi guys, welcome to Loading Up.
Today we are going to be talking about, I think, one of the things I get asked overseas the most. What happens if you're in the Australian bush and you get tagged by one of these things? Here's 3 products that you should be carrying with you on every trip. Morning, welcome back to another episode of Loading Up. And Mia, you're back.
I am.
Why are you back today? You're a little snake tamer, yeah? What are we talking about today?
The first aid kit.
First aid kits from MAXTRAX is something that you're very, very used to. There's 3 items that I make you pack in your Jeep on every trip. I'm putting her on the spot here. Item number 1.
First aid kit.
Item number 2.
EPIRB.
Item number 3. Little red thing.
Fire extinguisher.
3 things that we carry on every trip. We're going to talk about today, we're going to focus on first aid kits. Now, we actually do, I ensure that the kids on every single trip, whether we're on the boats, we're on the dirt bikes, anywhere that we're travelling remote, those 3 items, not allowed to leave the house without them, hey? Yeah? You should know them off the top of your head by now. I'm going to quiz you on that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
The 3 kits that look, this is the one right here that I take with me the most. So when we're out full-wheel driving, this is the MAXTRAX Adventurer Kit. Now this thing's got over 80 items on it. I might say in this video, we're not going to go into detail on how to use these kits. We're not trained in training people on first aid. We are trained in first aid. Most of our crew is. The boys are actually due to do another course every 12 months. I'll make the kids go through a first aid course just in the event that something happened, that we could cover most situations. This is the kit that we carry in all of the vehicles. Now, the reason we carry the biggest kit in the vehicles, this one here has got over 80 different items, and you can see it's still really compact. You use the molly panel on yours on the back seat of your Jeep. Yeah. We got molly panel inside all of the Patriot campers in the back of the ST5. You'll see this floating around in Patriot Games in pretty much every trip. Really bright colours. So if you do drop them in the bush or in the sand or whatever, they're quite easy to find. Really high quality when it comes to the bags. My kits, I think I've had about the same kits for about 3 years now, something like that. Obviously, on every trip when we get home, part of the decommissioning structure for us is to go through the first aid kits, have a look at anything that we've consumed and reorder any of those items and repack them. So that's the one that you're most used to. Yeah. How's this guy going? Yeah? Just make sure he doesn't fall off. The next kit is the kit that they actually call the vehicle kit. Now, this has got about 40 items in it. This one's a little bit more compact. I can actually chuck one of these into my my backpack when I'm on my dirt bike. So when we go dirt bike riding, I can molly panel it to the front. You would have seen in the Vic High Country episodes. Did you watch the Vic High Country episodes?
Did.
Did you actually?
Yep.
Yeah. So I actually had one of these. Actually, on that trip, I put one of these over the headlights. So I carried one of these with me. And then the reason we got this little guy here, now especially for our audience overseas, the question I get the most of in the United States, or the statement I get the most of in the United States is, I'm scared to come to Australia because everything wants to kill you. Now, I'd rather know that one of these, we're in the bush and I can stomp around and he might run away, than have a big grizzly bear chasing me through the bush. That's just my own opinion. These things here, when you grow up with them in Australia, they really don't bother you. I mean, Mia, you've been mucking around with snakes since you were little, right? Yeah. This guy here, actually, what is he?
Black-headed python.
So where are these guys found?
It's a really good question, I'm not sure.
Okay, I think these are mainly eastern coast, northern eastern coast. This guy is not venomous. Actually, I'm going to turn this into a little snake episode now because I'll get to this in just a second. You can really, one of the things, all snakes, if you don't know what they are, obviously stay away from all of them if you're travelling out here. You've got to be really conscious when you're in warmer climates, especially when you're up north. You can find these guys absolutely everywhere. But generally speaking, if you're heavy on your feet when you're walking around, these guys will get a little bit scared. Now, this is a carpet snake. This is a type of carpet snake. One of the tips that I've given the kids since they were young, Even when they're playing with snakes, and you know, we had a lot of friends growing up that had snakes, and a lot of my mates had snakes, you really have a look at the shape of their head will generally tell you if they're venomous or not. If they've got a big diamond shaped head, that's something like that guy that we found on Morton Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that? So you'll see they've got a nice big diamond shaped head. Generally that means they're venomous. When they've got a nice flat skinny head, that's a version of carpet snake. I still don't suggest playing with them. If you're not familiar with snakes, definitely stay away from them. This guy won't kill you, but I think there's a lot of his cousins that could kill you quite quickly, especially when you're out remote. That leads me into this kit. This is specifically a snake bite kit. This is a really good pack to have if you're, say, hiking, bushwalking, you're doing those sorts of things, you've got to pack light. You still want to carry as much first aid gear with you as you can, but if that's the #1 priority for you, someone getting tagged by one of these guys in a remote location, this thing here, it's not going to stop you from dying, yeah? But what this will do, all the tourniquets in here, and if you're properly trained in it, this can really prolong the possibility of the worst case happening if you get hit by a venomous snake. So that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the 3 kits. You got anything else you want to say?
Nah.
No, you're pretty quiet on this one too. I think she's just warming into loading up very soon. I think we're going to give you the opportunity to maybe do a loading up on your own. You want to finish loading up?
Yep.
It's Friday afternoon. Let's get out of here.